For your complete family, dental care open 6 days a week, late evenings, and weekends. Visit Dentistry for You. This is your YMCA Peace Medal awardee for 2019. East Coast Filipino Portal welcomes you to your Friday live stream habit. This live stream is powered by UFind Social Wi-Fi. For your social media marketing needs, contact Joey Moreno at 902-440-8304. Primerica. To efficiently and effectively utilize RESP, RRSP, and life insurance, contact Donny Cabad at 902-292-1368 with Primerica. Mortgage Alliance. If you would like to know how you can get that down payment for your first home, or you would like to know better strategy to pay off your mortgage sooner, contact Donny Cabad at diabad at mortgagealliance.com. Four Pillars, courtesy of David Mofat. Are you struggling with debt? Is it causing you stress? If so, reach out to David Mofat at Four Pillars. Four Pillars will work for you and not for creditors. Four Pillars will eliminate your debt as quickly as possible and reduce your stress. Call 902-482-9748. Dentistry for You. Are you a new immigrant? Do you know about kids' dental coverage under MSI program? Talk to us at Dentistry for You at 902-435-4848 or email info at dentistryforyou.live or visit them at 133 Baker Drive, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. For your complete family, dental care open 6 days a week, late evenings, and weekends. Visit Dentistry for You. This is your YMCA Peace Medal awardee for 2019. East Coast Filipino Portal welcomes you to your Friday live stream habit. This live stream is powered by UFind Social Wi-Fi. For your social media marketing needs, contact Joey Moreno at 902-440-8304. Primerica. To efficiently and effectively utilize RESP, RRSP, and life insurance, contact Donny Cabad at 902-292-1368 with Primerica. Mortgage Alliance. If you would like to know how you can get that down payment for your first home, or you would like to know better strategy to pay off your mortgage sooner, contact Donny Cabad at diabad at mortgagealliance.com. Four Pillars, courtesy of David Mofat. Are you struggling with debt? Is it causing you stress? If so, reach out to David Mofat at Four Pillars. Four Pillars will work for you and not for creditors. Four Pillars will eliminate your debt as quickly as possible and reduce your stress. Call 902-482-9748. Dentistry for You. Are you a new immigrant? Do you know about kids' dental coverage under MSI program? Talk to us at Dentistry for You at 902-435-4848 or email info at dentistryforyou.live or visit them at 133 Baker Drive, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. For your complete family, dental care open 6 days a week, late evenings, and weekends. Visit Dentistry for You. This is your YMCA Peace Medal awardee for 2019. East Coast Filipino Portal welcomes you to your Friday live stream habit. This live stream is powered by UFind Social Wi-Fi. For your social media marketing needs, contact Joey Moreno at 902-440-8304. Primerica. To efficiently and effectively utilize RESP, RRSP, and life insurance, contact Donny Cabad at 902-292-1368 with Primerica. Mortgage Alliance. If you would like to know how you can get that down payment for your first home, or you would like to know better strategy to pay off your mortgage sooner, contact Donny Cabad at diabad at mortgagealliance.com. Four Pillars, courtesy of David.
Mga kababayan and East Coast friends, welcome to your Friday live stream habit here on East
East
Coast
Coast,
Filipino
Filipino
Portal.
Portal.
We showcase
We
the
show
passion and the pursuit of the Filipinos and their friends in East Coast Canada region. Donik,
Nakalimutan ko na yung ano ko, bro.
nakalimutan mo na po. We connect the Filipinos and their friends in East Coast Canada region to
To the
the
world.
world. Ayan. Good evening, everyone. It's another Friday live stream habit that we normally broadcast at 8 o'clock, of course, every Friday. So tonight, it's going to be a very interesting topic, Donny K.
Yes, really special topic that we are going to have tonight, and especially in the situation that we have right now, right? So, Al, how was your week so far? How was your weekend too?
Oh, my week has been very slow. There's a lot of changes going on, very uncertain. I think a day or two, Stephen McNeil extended the state of emergency up until the 19th of April. So,
Right.
really, I really don't know how to feel this week, to be honest. It's been really up and down. Very unstable with the many things that we've been
Mm-hmm.
updated with a lot of information pretty much every day. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has been communicating to all of the Canadians. So there's a lot of changes, a lot of uncertainties in Quebec province. I'm not sure what's the update on the shortage of the protective equipment, the
Yeah.
personal protective equipment. I know the government has been doing a lot, but I think we're entering into a phase of this crisis where it's really hitting us now. Like this is the time that we will be really tested as
Yes.
to how far we can go. How about your week, Donick?
Yeah, it's really good. Business is
I'm not sure what's the update on.
oops, there's feedback. uh,
Sorry.
there's things are getting better, and we always have to keep our kids busy, right? That's one of the important things that we have in school. It's going to uh, be back hopefully May 1st. They push the opening of schools to May 1st, right? Um, and there are some progress apparently on the possibility of some cure vaccine that they're already testing. So
Mhm.
let's pray that it will be a good start to eradicate COVID-19 or have the vaccine ready for us to be able to cure those that are infected, and uh, let's pray that it will not get any worse.
Yeah, the epicenter of the COVID-19 now is in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So Italy is doing um, quite better from the past few weeks. And really, I want to send a shout out to all the teachers who've been communicating with their students, especially to, of course, to the parents in terms of the changes that's going to happen next week. Because I know they've been working a lot for the past few weeks in regards to making sure that students are learning, that students
Yeah.
are at par with what they're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so it's been really I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but it all depends on each one of us on how we'll be able to combat this COVID-19. And I think the premier and all of the leaders around Canada has been meeting, and I think the consensus is that I'm not sure anytime soon, but it will be a lockdown in the entire country. I'm not sure when, but as we can see, it's not really going. It's not flattening. It's not, it's not going down. It's really, it's going up. So that's the reality, and that really we have to do our part. Today or yesterday or the other day, I've been sending out messages, and we posted on our group Settle East Coast. We'll be coming up with a campaign. It's called "Stay Home, Stay Safe, Save Lives," because people still don't know the effect of their part of really staying home and
Yeah.
saving lives by simply doing that action. I know it's challenging for those who are extrovert, who are social, who loves to socialize. But hey, simply we just have to stay home so that the virus uh, won't be strengthened. So, but despite that, still tuloy-tuloy ang ating promo play for tonight.
Yeah.
Donic, our promo play is a little bit controversial. People have been talking about it, about these terms: quarantine, isolation, staying at home. But we have a question for all of those who are watching right now. We have
This
a
is our
question
promo
for
play,
all
right?
of you. So our promo play is entitled "Fill in and Win." So fill in the blank and win one of the two pizzas courtesy of
Randy's Pizza in Dartmouth. So thanks to Butch Remo for sponsoring this month's promo play, and it's a large pizza. It's not just an ordinary pizza. It's large pizza with 5 toppings that you could put in, right?
Ita pa ba ako?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here's the question. Here's the promo play question, guys. Can you still see me? After showing symptoms, he or she was told to blank. So fill in this blank. For 14 days. A, quarantine. B, self-isolate. Okay, now it's going. Self-isolate. C, stay in home. So what is the right answer for this? Again, the question for you to fill in the blank. After showing symptoms, he or she was told to blank for 14 days. A, quarantine. B, self-isolate. C, stay in home. So you can either answer by writing the letter of the correct answer, or you can write the entire phrase in the
That's
comment
going to
section
be
down
in this
below.
comment section, so that they don't need to go anywhere else. Just do they need to tag people?
I'm not sure. Tonight is very uncertain though. Yeah, for sure. They can definitely tag people because tonight's it's a very interesting topic on how we can defeat depression. So yeah, tag at
We
least
have a
3
video
people.
too.
Yeah, tag 3 people in this live stream. Share and then answer the fill in the blank question. All right. So
So I
I
think
think
we
we have.
we have a video that Direct Joey, Cap Joey is ready for us.
Stay safe, save lives.
Ingat, magdaton bale, bang makasagit, bien.
Quédate en casa, permanece a salvo, salva vidas.
Turo sila parang mo tabo for me is yung
Paghirot, buot ha iyo panimalay, ngan bulig pagtalawasin kinabuhi.
Mga kababayan, tayo po'y manatili sa ating mga bahay, manatiling ligtas at nang sa gayon po'y tayo makaiwas sa sakit.
Pagpirme sa inyong mga bayay, siguraduha kag safety, ag magsalba it mga kabuhi.
Manatili sa loob ng tahanan, mag-ingat, iligtas ang buhay.
Buenos días na todo. Esta casa con cuidado y salva de vida de unoy otros.
Maghalong, magtiner sa balay, magsalbar kabuhi.
Dumuon na kita nyo kabay, ba't kita salamat? Iwan sinin pang daigdaig ta, salamat day sab.
Mga kasimanwa, mamunong kita sa balay para luwas sa katakman, kag maluwas ang kabuhi.
Manatili sa bahay, manatiling ligtas, magligtas ng buhay.
Stay home, stay safe, and save lives.
Stay home, stay safe, stay live.
Stay home, stay safe, save lives. Big League.
Stay home, stay safe, and save lives.
Manatili tayo sa loob ng ating mga tahanan, ligtas ang buhay nating lahat.
Manatili sa tahanan, maging ligtas at magligtas ng buhay.
Stay home, stay safe, save lives.
This is your YMCA Peace Medal awardee for 2019. East Coast.
All right. So those are amazing videos. I love the contributions that our community had put in, and a short period of time and short notice, and they were able to send out their videos to us. Right. We're still encouraging people, our viewers,
for 2019,
and then their videos.
Yeah, and there you go. I'm really having some technical difficulty with my laptop. Yes, thanks so much to all those who send in their short videos about our campaign to stay home, stay safe, and save lives with East Coast Filipino Portal COVID-19 campaign. Ayan.
Yeah,
So tonight,
it's really important, Al, right? Because our frontliners, the nurses that we have, they're sacrificing a lot of things. One of the things that we could do as a community is to stay at home so that we don't get sick and definitely not infected with COVID-19. Is for us to stay home and be able to allow our frontliners to do their job and not put in more names and numbers of people who get sick in there, right?
oh yes, definitely. Bruce Holland has just joined in. Thanks so much. Catherine finally answered the question. The question for today is, where's the question, Dominic? The question for today is, after showing symptoms, he or she was told to blank for 14 days. A, quarantine. B, self-isolate. C, stay in home. So just fill in the blank by writing the letter of the correct answer, and then you get to win one of the two pizza, courtesy of Randy's Pizza in Dartmouth. And what's their phone number, Donick, and their address?
Their address is 179 Boland Road, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and they have two phone numbers. One is 902-466-3393, and then 902-466-3394. So either phone you'd be able to call. They are still open. This is the hour I actually spoke to Butch. Thank you very much to Butch Remo for sponsoring this month's promo play. And they're so busy. A lot of people are ordering, so it's good for their business because they're still busy in there. A lot of people, you can pick up the pizza from there, or if you're close to Boland Road, they might be able to deliver it to you, right?
I know, it's amazing that all the businesses are actually in compliance with social distancing, all of this public health notices, and they're all doing their part. So we all have to do our part to stay home, not to scatter the virus. So guys, I think tonight, since we've started with uncertainties and anxieties that we all face during this time of crisis, I think it's better off to have someone with us to talk about how we can defeat depression. So that's our topic for tonight. So if you have any friends who will be benefited from this live stream, please do share this video so that we are all in this together in learning on how we can defeat depression. So tonight we have a very special guest. Our special guest, you want to introduce Donick?
Yeah, our special guest is Ken Porter. He's the head of the Defeat Depression campaign in Halifax.
Yes, he's actually the national program manager for the Defeat Depression campaign entire of Canada. And he actually works with the Mood Disorders Society of Canada, who runs the campaign. And actually, one of our guest hosts, Saul Matalam, is actually a volunteer here in Halifax.
Yeah.
So we'll get to know more about what Defeat Depression campaign is and who Ken Porter is and how he is very much enthusiastic about being part of this campaign. Let's welcome, and as Ken Porter will join in our live stream. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment down below in regards to our topic, Defeat Depression. Ayan.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. How are you guys doing?
We're doing amazing. Hey, Saul, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Nice to see you
Hi,
again.
Ken. Nice to see ya.
We are doing great. Well, Ken and Saul, thank you so much for making this possible. And we really appreciate the time that you are giving for this specific live stream. We all know that there's been a lot of anxiety, a lot of uncertainties, and really it's been affecting not just our physical health with this COVID-19 pandemic, but it's really affecting the mental health as well. It's a perfect timing that we're talking about Defeat Depression as a campaign in the entire of Canada, and we're lucky to have Defeat Depression Halifax as well. So, Ken, we'll start off with Ken. Ken, tell us more about Defeat Depression campaign in Canada. And I know it's not just in Canada; it's around other countries as well.
Yeah, our campaign is mostly focused in Canada, and it's very timely this year with what you were talking about. You started your conversation talking about COVID-19 and how that anxiety affects everyone, and you know, right now we're in the middle of a health crisis that where we're all self-isolating and, you know, doing what we need to stop the spread of the virus and to flatten the curve. But what's happening is that in our efforts to flatten the curve and take care of this virus, we're actually contributing to a mental health crisis that's beginning to happen. And you know, for an example, for somebody with anxiety, they constantly think about the worst case scenario, and they're always thinking about things that are going to go bad. And here we are on a daily basis hearing news from around the world and in our own neighborhoods telling us that the worst case scenario is actually happening. You know, when it comes to depression, we tell people to get out and socialize as a way of dealing with their depression. And when we're trying to diagnose somebody with depression, we ask them if you've been self-isolating. And now what are we doing? We're telling everybody to stay at home and not self-isolate, right? So
yeah,
it's creating this like perfect storm for mental health crises. And so it's a very, very important time. I'll tell you a little bit about Defeat Depression. I won't go too deep into it, but it was created about 8 years ago when we started to partner with actually it was some East Coast organizations that were trying to hold some fundraisers and weren't having some success. And so we came up with a program that we would be able to help them to do some fundraising. And so the campaign itself is not a fundraiser for Mood Disorders Society of Canada. The campaign is a fundraiser for local resources. So 75% of all the money that's raised at all of the events support a local mental health program and service, and that's a very important part. So in Halifax, we're you know, Healthy Minds Cooperative is our local partner in Halifax, and so 75% of that money would go to them. So that's important because what we want to do is, well, first of all, I should tell you that in Canada, I'm sure most of you know that mental health services are, in the best case scenario, very underfunded. And so, you know, 7 cents out of every dollar goes towards 7 cents out of every dollar of healthcare funding goes towards mental health. That's not enough. If an organization out there wants to expand and continue to offer services to people, what we have to do is we have to have fundraisers, we have to have charity donations and things like that in order to maintain those services. And so fundraisers like ours are very important. So so this year what we were looking at is, we can't hold gatherings. We can't do walks and runs like we normally do. So what are we going to do? And a lot of charities, a lot of people who organize walks and runs are canceling their events outright. They're saying, no, this is not going to happen. We're not going to do nothing. And that's too bad, because these organizations are still out there and they still need help. And so what we thought, here's an idea. How about we do virtual walks and runs? And so people can still register. They can still participate in fundraising. They can still do the social media. They can do all the things they want. The only difference is, instead of coming together in a big group on the day of the walk, they're going to contribute by doing a physical activity on their own, in their own home, on their own schedule. And that's what their challenge is, their own personal physical challenge. And that way we continue to build the campaign and continue to collect donations and help the people that need it. So, it's a really innovative way to kind of do that. And we've had some good feedback from government and some of our funders as well, and our corporate sponsors. And they think this is a great idea. But right now we're kind of in the middle of a crisis, and we all are kind of like unsure about what's going on. And so we're saying, okay, well, hold on. Let's get everybody in a better headspace first. And so what we did is we created a challenge. Right now on social media, there's a lot of challenges that are going on, and they're fantastic. Because they get people thinking positive things instead of focusing on all that negative stuff in the news. They get out doing, whatever it is that they do. So our challenge is called the Defeat Depression Challenge, of course. And the Defeat Depression Challenge is basically encouraging people to do something for their own wellness. It doesn't have to be physical exercise, but personally, I go out for a walk every night and I record a little video of myself going for a walk and say, hey, I'm challenging so and so, go out and do a walk. I challenged Saul not that long ago.
I was actually I think the first or second person you challenged, so I was like, get on it right away.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're talking about the Defeat Depression Challenge, which I did participate when Saul actually tagged me in. So my family, we actually went into looking for a spot. Well, that time, it's not really that very strict in terms of going out yet. But our family went out to a nearby waterfalls, about 20-minute drive, and then we walked like 2 minutes to the waterfalls, and then I did my video. But Saul, tell us more about the Defeat Depression Challenge and invite our viewers.
Yeah, so taking up from where Ken left, definitely we're trying to boost morale with hashtag Defeat Depression Challenge. So as Ken had said, anything that you can do to boost your mental health. So what I did personally, first I love taking walks. So at the time that it wasn't so strict yet, I took a walk in Point Pleasant Park. And then the day after, it was strict. So you can't go to parks anymore. And I had to put a disclaimer on my video to say that this was taken then before everything was stricter, because you don't want to lead people onto doing something that's that they can be fined for. So from that point forward, also following the guidelines that the government and our health institutions are letting us know via all the news channels. You can do this from the comforts of your own home. Let's say if you want to read a book, you can do that, or an ebook. If you want to sing your heart out, like what we do with East Coast Filipino Portal every Tuesday. So that can also be a Defeat Depression Challenge. Anything that takes your mind off of things. For a person like me, I'm just going to be open there for those who are watching. I actually have high functioning depression and anxiety. So that type of mix is kind of a recipe for disaster if you look at it from outside in. So it's been really challenging at the start of this crisis, and then it built on and built on. From the past episode that you guys had, we had 4 pillars who told us about how we can manage money. Those are the things that we think about. So what our expenses and how the deferred payments and all those things. So we are dealing with that, but of course we have to deal with our mental health, and this is how we can keep that in check. It's not that long. Take a 20-second or 10-second video of you doing your activity. Another friend of mine just keeps on bugging me to keep exercising because that's not one of my strong suits, to be honest. But to keep active, because you can keep your mind active, but you also have to keep your body active because you're just home. I presume everybody out there just keeps on cooking and eating, but we gotta take care of physical health because in our physical health, the mental and emotional things will follow as well. So these little things that we can do, you can use for your Defeat Depression Challenge. And I'm looking forward to people joining us in this campaign that we're doing. It's not for our friends here in Halifax and in the Maritimes. You can use hashtag Defeat Depression Challenge Halifax. Also Defeat Depression Canada. We'll be showing some of the hashtags later on. I'll comment down below, but definitely anything to boost and take care of your mental health is what we aim for.
We don't want to poke on Donick though, because I think Saul, you did tag Donick, but it's been a while. So Donick, you can't go out anymore. So for the past 2 weeks we've shown how to defeat depression outside of our homes. But Donick, now it's your turn to do it inside your home. But I want to go back to Saul. Saul, it seems that you're having so much fun with your participation with the Defeat Depression. How has your volunteer work affected your not really condition, but like your view of things, your entire well-being? How has that positively affected you with your participation?
As soon as I came here in Canada in 2013, I've just been really working and working. So all my focus was geared towards getting Canadian experience, and then just focus on working, saving, and then eventually just getting trapped in that loop. Finding something else to do, finding a purpose outside you just working gives you much more, something to look forward to. So right now, at this moment where we have this health crisis, I'm laid off from my job. So this keeps my mind occupied and keeps my mind going still. And, with the help of this certain challenge, you see the other challenges of people not only in the Maritimes or Halifax, but also with other places, to see that you're actually not alone in this. Like, a lot of us are going through the same thing one way or another. And with that feeling of just knowing that you're not alone, that gives you comfort. It gives you comfort, and it puts you at ease. It puts my anxiety at ease because I'm an overthinker. This is the time that overthinkers go crazy. They have a party in their head. And this is the time that when you see that you're not alone right now at this time, it gives you so much comfort, and it keeps you looking forward to a better tomorrow. Like this one, at some point it's gonna have to like stop, and and then with this big pause, there's no other way but up. Because I believe in that, like, we're really at a low at the moment, but I don't think that we're gonna go even lower than where we are. So just keeping that positive vibe, and being with the organization and helping out people, even with just ever since I started posting with Defeat Depression information, people have opened up, like sending me messages. People who aren't actually connected to me through Facebook or Twitter or Instagram has actually reached out. So with me going through depression, anxiety myself, I know how they feel, and I know how hard it is to actually acknowledge it, so that you have it. So helping people has really been something really great that has impacted my life.
Thanks for that. Ken, just have a question. So for those that are still not sure how to identify, or if they're not sure if they actually have depression, what's the best way, or if they have mood disorder, because you're part of the Mood Disorder Society of Canada, right? So what's the best way for us to identify if we have a mood disorder or if we have a depression that should be looked at?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, Donik. I appreciate that. I think that when we're thinking of the disorders, it's important to understand that human emotions are completely normal, and especially in a situation like this that we're facing. I think that majority of people who are experiencing this are stressed. So stress is normal. That's a normal reaction to this kind of a situation. And even in normal, outside of quarantine and social distancing and COVID-19 and all that, stress is normal. It's when stress starts to interfere with your ability to live a normal life. You're not eating properly. You're not sleeping properly. You're self-isolating. You're not talking to your friends. You're not doing the things that you like to do, your mind starts to become connected into almost like a loop. And this is what happens with anxiety: is that you're thinking the worst case scenario. Now, of course, everybody's different. Their reaction is slightly different, but basically that's how it works. Is you end up thinking the worst case scenario, and it kind of gets to this loop in your head, and you get anxious about being anxious, and then it just
magnifies.
Yeah, and then you're anxious about being anxious. I mean, it
gets piled up. Yeah,
it does, and that's just anxiety. So when it comes to depression, it's a similar thing, right? Everybody's sad. Everybody has days when they feel sad, and they go through sometimes life changes and things that they happen in their life that makes them sad. And it's a perfectly legitimate, normal response to a situation. Everybody gets sad. Depression is, again, when it takes you to that other level where it's interfering with your day-to-day life. You either can't sleep or you want to sleep all the time. You're constantly tired and thinking the worst case scenario. And you can see here that there's some connections between anxiety and depression. They cross over lots of times. And so with depression, again, appetite and sleep patterns and all those things, loss of performance at work. You don't want to get up and go to work every day. It's a struggle. Depression can also cause physical symptoms of pain, joint pain, muscle pain, aches, stuff like that. A lot of people don't connect that with depression, but it's definitely a symptom. And probably the way that I describe it, again, everybody describes it a little bit differently, but I think of that. Winston Churchill used to describe depression as the black dog, and it was like a big black dog breathing down your neck.
Yes.
And that's what it feels like. You can feel it getting closer. And when you are in a depressive episode, a lot of people think it's just being sad all the time. They say, "Oh, just cheer up. All you got to do is cheer up, and you're going to be okay." It doesn't work that way.
I hope it did, but it doesn't.
I wish it did, because. But no, depression actually often feels like nothing. It's a complete void of feeling. It's you don't enjoy anything. You don't do anything that feels good. You don't get mad. You're not sad. You're just nothing, and you feel absolutely nothing. And that's depression. It's a big, deep, dark hole, and it's extremely overwhelming. So that's clinical depression, which takes you farther down from being sad, right? If you can understand, there's a big difference between those two things. If you start to experience some of those symptoms of either anxiety at that level or depression at that level, that's the time to seek professional help, right? And I should tell you that the sad fact is that 80 or 90% of the people who experience depression never actually seek treatment.
Yeah.
And the reason they don't is because of the stigma that's associated with mental illness.
Yeah.
Because they think that there's something wrong with them, that this is a personal problem that I have, something wrong with my personality, it's a weakness that I have. It's just
It's a cycle of blame. Yeah.
exactly. So they don't seek help, but if they do open up and they do go out and talk to the doctor, talk to a therapist, talk to their help, and 90% of who do go out and get help can recover and feel better. There's medication, there's therapies, there's things you can do to make you feel better. That's one of the secondary messages of Defeat Depression. I mean, fundraising is important to help mental health services, but the most important thing is, you see, I'm wearing my shirt today, is Defeat Depression has a message, right? The message is we can do this, and it's okay to talk about it. So it's encouraging people to come out and to share their stories, right? And on camera right now, I'm doing a video conference talking about depression. That's all what it's about. It's about sharing the story, letting people know that this is a normal part of who we are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Saul have been really talking more intently about how to defeat depression here in Halifax. But I want to deal with a very delicate subject about suicides. You've mentioned in your email that there's 4,000 suicides in Canada, and there's at least 11 per day. And really, it's been increasing for the past few years. And personally, I'm really grateful for you guys who are very passionate about this campaign of Defeat Depression. So let's go back to suicide. It's been really increasing amongst the youth, and how has that been affecting the society and the other groups of people as well?
Yeah, there's Sol, did you want to comment on this?
No, yeah, you go first.
Okay. Suicide is a very dangerous, very impactful thing. It impacts families in a way that is just unbelievable. I can speak from my own personal experience. I, like Saul, when I was a teenager, I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression, but I didn't get that diagnosis until I attempted my own suicide. So it's only, and at the time I was in that dark hole. I couldn't see any way out. So the fact is that, although depression is probably the leading cause of suicide, suicide is a very complex thing. It's not always depression, but it can be depression that causes it. And it often comes down to some underlying psychological illness that causes that. And the stigma that's associated with it actually prevents somebody from seeking the help. Right. Especially in people who are, very proud. They don't want to seek help. They think it's all, and to admit that you need help would be admitting that you have a weakness or something.
Yeah. So you failed in life. That's how people think about it. I just wanted to touch base on that as well, because, in the Filipino community as well, it's a taboo for immigrants, Filipinos, to talk about depression. So I'm one of the few Filipinos here in Halifax who really advocate for that. I really talk about my personal depression and my anxiety openly when I meet people in our community, and to let them know that depression can happen to anyone. It doesn't choose anybody. It doesn't choose anybody's age. So when it hits you, it just hits you. It's not to place somebody's fault. The cycle of blame, like what Ken said, happens a lot to somebody who has gone through it or is going through it. Because it's taboo, it's not talked about and addressed as it should. A lot of people also has the stigma that when you get help, you're weak. When you get help, you're a failure. In the Filipino community, I can clearly say that when you have depression, you're just extremely sad. When in the Philippines, you're just sad. You'll get over it. I myself, when I I had that internal struggle with myself before I seeked help. I had an internal struggle for about 3 months in 2018 before I finally seeked help. Because for those, I would just want people to have a concrete example to find out if you're going through it. I woke up at 7 a.m. This was my day off. I was supposed to be out and enjoying. I woke up at 7 a.m., opened my eyes, but I didn't get up from bed till 4 p.m. It eats you up. So if there are times like these that you feel that you are just drawn into a very big black hole, seek help. If you don't want to seek professional help yet, always talk to somebody who would understand you. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a friend or a family member. It can be a total stranger.
Yeah.
That's why I am the perfect stranger to those people, because I put myself out there to let people know that they can talk to me, and you can talk to certain people who are willing to listen. Because sometimes they don't need somebody to be nagging on their back or telling them things that they don't actually listen to. They just want to have somebody listen to them. I've lost so many friends to suicide. I myself have been down that hole. I thought about taking my life. But with therapy and medication, it helped me a lot, and getting in contact with people who are going to listen to you and not judge you are the people you have to be around. Like you don't want to alienate your friends or your family, of course, because they're gonna be always there for you. But you gotta have I call it a safe circle for you to get better. Because if you are in a toxic circle, you're just gonna be in that hole for a long time. You gotta have a safe circle, and this way you can get out of that anxiety as well, because you're actually going out of your way and doing things for yourself.
These are really great information, though. I'm sorry, Donik, as indicators of depression, and as we talk about suicides. Saul mentioned about the circle. We would like to acknowledge those who are watching right now. Thank you so much for tuning in, especially our 4,300 plus followers on Facebook.
Wow.
Thank you so much as well. So we'll just take a breather a little bit, and then we'll go back to the conversation. So to all those who are craving for pizza or whatnot, well, join in our promo play. Our promo play, you simply have to fill in the blank of the question, and you get to win one of the 2 pizza courtesy of Randy's Pizza in Dartmouth.
Wow.
So Donik, what's the fill in the blank question for tonight?
The question is, after showing symptoms, he or she was told to blank for 14 days. A, quarantine. B, self-isolate. Or C, stay at home.
Very
make sure
tricky.
those definitions, right? We already have someone that put in their answer, Catherine Rhodes. So you just need to comment your answer to this live stream, and if you tag 2 or 3 people that you know that would like to have a large pizza that you could put in 5 toppings.
Wow.
I think that our promo play prize makes me so stressed out right now. But before we're gonna go back to the conversation, I just would like to read this comment from Faye. Faye mentioned that it's in my watch party. She mentioned that bring mindfulness to depression. Mindfulness brings relief from despair in 2 ways. It allows us to perceive our thoughts as mere ideas rather as overwhelming truths, and it makes them loom less large in the mind.
That's right.
There's another comment as well from John. John Paul Corp. He mentioned that working out inside your homes is also good. I think that's very much appropriate for me. Okay.
We have some viewers that we wanted to acknowledge too. Who do you have in your viewers, Al?
There's a lot of them. Imelda Leger is watching. Kath Rhodes, Helen Burchell, Edna Lagim, Apple, Indy, Peter, Waylon, Maui, Terry Magayam, Amelia Ajok, Ace, Maria Monteo, Hope. That's a great name. Cess, Krista, Marks, Angels, Mark, Con. There's a lot of them. Thanks so
how
much for
about Ken?
tuning in.
Maybe Ken wants to say hi to his friends in North York, Ontario.
Wow.
Now remember, I'm in North Bay, which is
North Bay,
actually
North
3
Bay,
hours
yeah.
north
Oh,
of
wow.
North York. So
Oh, wow.
Lord.
yeah.
On my side, we have May, Kansanay, Marilyn, Junaida, Ron, Canalin PB, Renz Katigbak, Errol National from Enfield, Eunice Kaalim, Koji, Bruce, Joey Moreno, Apple Delanganin, Indy Galina, Catherine Rhodes.
Wow, so many people watching tonight. Thank you so
And
much.
Bruce Holland is watching. He said, hi, Al and Donnie. Great to see you. Thanks for the great show. Thanks so much,
So many people
Bruce, as
watching.
well, for tuning in. And there are some opposing answers to our promo play question. So please, please
be sure. It's very
please be
tricky.
sure of your answer, because it's kind of tricky though. But we have to. Maybe
There's
Premier
a-
McNeil is
yeah.
watching, so we have to check on our knowledge and understanding of quarantine, self-isolate, and stay in home. So, guys, if you want to win one of the two large, it's large, right? I just want to make sure. Large pizzas, please do comment your answer by clicking your choice of the letter. So, a while ago, you guys mentioned, really happy that you guys are passionate, are out in the open of talking about depression and that the topic on suicide. So a while ago, you've mentioned about the indicators of someone who's dealing with depression and with that specific topic on suicide. So how would I know, as a member of the community or as a member of the family or a friend or a stranger, how would I know that that person needs help? How would I know if that person is actually talking to me and that he or she is like telling his story and that he really needs help with what he's dealing with right now? And how do we respond? How do we react? How do we support?
Well, I don't know if that's if you wanted me to take that.
Sure, Ken.
It's important to notice the change in behavior. So an individual who is going through an episode like that, like depression, for example, their behavior will change. They're not acting like themselves. They're, like I said, they're sleeping too much or not at all. They're not eating. They're taking themselves away from all the things that they normally enjoy doing, and starting to they're acting differently. And one of the things that it's still a taboo for us to think about this, but people who talk about suicide should be taken seriously. If somebody says that they are thinking about suicide, that's a danger sign. If somebody, even yourself, if you're having thoughts of suicide, that's the equivalent of a physical chest pain, right? If you had chest pain, you would go see the doctor. Well, if you're having thoughts of suicide, you need to seek professional help. And so this is very, very important, that as families, remember that we're not counselors, we're not experts in this field. So there are people out there who are trained in this and can help. So seek out the professional help from those who can help, whether that's a doctor, a psychologist, a therapist, a peer support worker, somebody who understands what's going on and can help. There are treatments out there that can help somebody, and there's some new treatments that are going to be coming on the market soon. That's going to be really changing the way that we look at depression. But it's important that you pay attention. Don't just dismiss this change in behavior. Don't just think, oh, he's just being moody. Pay attention. Pay attention to what they're doing and what they're saying. Oftentimes, there's some things that maybe you've heard of before, where people will start giving away their things. That they'll start to, giving like as if they don't know that. personally, my background's in social work, so I will get very, very conversational with somebody who's acting like that, and I'll talk to them specifically and ask them, "Are you thinking about suicide? What are you thinking about? How do you plan on doing it? When do you plan on doing it?" And the more specific they become, the more realistic the plan is, the more dangerous that is. So it's very important that you pay attention and ask questions and engage the people that are going through these issues.
Ken, just a follow-up question on that. So if we experience it, or someone told us that, I'm feeling like I would like to commit suicide, kind of thing, should we call 811 or should we call our family doctor? So who's the best resource that we could reach out to immediately help us with this kind of concerns?
Yeah, in Halifax, maybe Sully, you could tell me about some of the local crisis lines, but in every community, there's a mental health crisis line of some sorts. And of course, there's the federal government's suicide line that you can call for information and for assistance as well. But you really want to take it to the advice of the physician and somebody who's a professional, because they're going to ask those questions that I mentioned before and determine how serious of a threat it is. And that seriousness of a threat will determine whether or not, maybe you do need to call a police ambulance or something like that. I've been in a situation where I've professionally had to do that. And it's just because you're literally saving a life. And so you ask the questions and ask, if you don't know, if you're unsure, call somebody who does.
That's right. Taken from where Ken said, we do have a mental health crisis line here in Nova Scotia. So the Nova Scotia Mental Health and Addictions from Nova Scotia Health Authority has this in place ever since. I've personally actually used this line at the first time it happened to me, because I didn't know how to go about it. Like, would I speak to my friend right away, to my mother, to my stepdad, or to whoever? But I'm always on my phone. Like, everybody who's in social media a lot are always handing their smartphones. So I just Googled mental health crisis line Nova Scotia, and it was there right away. So the provincial mental health crisis line is available 24/7 for anybody experiencing a mental health crisis, or if somebody is concerned about somebody who they think is going through something. It's a toll-free number. So I'll comment it down below, but it's 1-888-429-8167. So the community mental health and addiction clinics also here do take these calls, and I applaud these people who still work, because they're essential workers. And with the mental health crisis going on, along with the physical health crisis that's going on, a lot of people have been calling the lines. I've heard, like, I can read it over Twitter and like the local news as well, that they've been bombarded. Also, there's also a mental health crisis line for younger ones. I'll have to look it up later, but definitely I'll post it up on our page later on. But there is a line, then apparently a lot of kids have been calling, because right now it's a very confusing time, especially for the kids, and as early as like 10 years old, there's a lot of questions already. I myself, when I was growing up, I questioned a lot of things. I think my anxiety already had stemmed from my childhood all throughout to my adulthood right now. So when you see a child confused, especially at this time, try to make things seem like it's normal still. It is Holy Week coming up, and then it's Easter weekend. I highly suggest to the parents that make it seem like it's still Easter, even if we kind of need to social distance ourselves, but make it seem like you can go for an egg hunt 6 meters 6 feet apart, or something like that. Something you can do to make things seem normal at a time that our mental health is really challenged. So with that, go through the crisis line again. The number is 1-888-429-8167. Also, I believe if in case you didn't catch that, you can still call 811. There is an option there. If in case it's not COVID-19 related, they will refer you. The telehealth people will help you get connected to the right people who can help you. So yeah, like there's always help anywhere. Like with the type of community that we have right now, even though we are physically apart, we are still one as a community. We still help out everybody. Thank God that we live at this certain time that we can do all of this. So there's a kids help phone line here. It's 1-800-668-6868. There's also a text line for those kids who have phones. When I was a kid, I didn't have a phone. Kids help text connect to 686-868. So we'll just put that onto our live comments there. So, and that was provided by you, Ken. Thank you, Ken.
Just wanted to add in there. There are also some government programs that the government have been giving to people with disability, because depression also is part of disability. So it's disability tax credits, one of them, and I have some clients that I've been able to help apply for disability tax credit as a financial coach and help them open up RDSP, Registered Disability Savings Plan, which is approximately 90,000 of government bonds and grants that are available to the people with disability. And also the CPP disability, that's $500 per month that someone can receive, and a child disability benefit of $200 to up to like $2,000 that someone could potentially receive. It's just a matter of knowing the right people and the right agencies that you could reach out to benefit from the resources that are available in there, and also housing, right? So in Nova Scotia, there are programs that would allow people with disability to be able to alter their house to make it more comfortable for people with disability, and one of them would be depression.
So we can go on and we can go on and on with our conversation, because really depression and the surrounding topics about this main core can be talked about on and on for the rest of the day. But we are actually confined with just an hour. So at this point in time, we'd like to thank Ken Porter, National Campaign Manager for Defeat Depression. Thank you so much. And Sol Matalam, thank you so much. Before we let you go, guys, you've mentioned earlier at the start of this show, Ken, that only 7 cents out of $1 goes to the mental health programs or plans of the government. So how can the public, especially our viewers who are watching right now, how can we be able to help Defeat Depression Canada or Halifax, aside from those that you've mentioned earlier?
The best way is to donate to the Halifax Defeat Depression campaign, and you can do that by going to halifax.defeatdepression.ca, and I'm sure we'll put up a link soon. But that's right there at the top of the page. You'll see that there is a link to add a donation, and that's the quickest way to help out local services and to help out the Defeat Depression campaign and spread the message that we have.
Awesome. So halifax.defeatdepression.ca. And you also mentioned about the virtual walk. Well, initially the plan was an actual walk this year, but Sol Matalam, would you mind to please update us as well in regards to the virtual walk so that we'll be informed?
So definitely before touching base on that, we'd like to still invite people for the Defeat Depression Challenge that we do every day, leading towards that one there.
Donick.
I'm tagging you, Donick. I'm tagging you. But yes, we'll I'll share that on our page on East Coast Filipino Portal. That's #Defeat Depression Challenge. It doesn't take a lot of time, like from the comforts of your home. Might as well do something productive other than cooking and eating. Join our challenge, and let's help people and inspire people to always put their mental health first, because unfortunately these are the last things that we are thinking about in this crisis, although it should be the first one, because you should be a well-oiled machine, should be functioning well here, and so will follow pababa, all the way down. If you're functioning well here, it will follow. So I'm hoping that everybody will help us with that. But more information will be seen in our Facebook page. I know we have very limited time, but this Halifax Defeat Depression page, that's halifax.defeatdepression.ca. They also have a Facebook page, which I'll be sharing later on our page. Again, I'd like to go through with the phone lines. For those who are listening right now, if you're going through something and you don't want to talk to somebody yet, talk to somebody who can help you professionally and who can help you objectively, because sometimes there are really people who are a little bit judgy, unfortunately. So the Kids Help Phone, 1-800-668-6868. Kids Helpline, text connect to number is 686-868. There's also a Crisis Services Canada line. That's a national line. That's 1-833-456-4566 or text 45645. Again, there's also the Nova Scotia Mental Health Crisis Line, available 24/7 for anyone experiencing a mental health crisis or is concerned about somebody who's going through something or is having suicidal thoughts. 1-888-429-8167. Or if in case your friendly neighborhood Saul from East Coast Filipino Portal and Halifax Defeat Depression is always here. My Facebook is actually public. You can just send me a message and I will read your message and I will listen to you if you need a helping ear. And Facebook page is at halifax.defeatdepression. Thank you so much for having me and Ken here tonight. Hope to join you again for our next episode. I know this episode is kind of heavy, but it is essential that we talk about it because we are going through this right now.
Exactly. Thanks so much, Saul. Ken, before we let you go, any final words to those who are watching?
Just briefly, I think one of the important things that we need to do is remember that there is no difference between mental health and physical health.
And physical health, yeah.
It's exactly the same thing. If you were experiencing chest pains, you would go see a doctor. If you broke your arm, you go see a doctor. If you're feeling suicidal, you go see a doctor. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. A mental illness, physical illness, go get help. I did also want to mention that at the end of our campaign in May 30th, we're going to be doing a live broadcast with performers and presenters as well, coming up on May 30th. That's at the end of our Defeat Depression thing. So by all means, join us then on defeatdepression.ca.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you so much, Ken Porter and Saul Matalam, for making this time to be part of East Coast Filipino Portal as we talk about defeating depression. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have some JP Hernandez is saying hi from Texas. So we're being watched from Texas. Right
Ooh.
Now. Yeah. And then we have some answers on our promo play. So Garcia Yago Ibon saying it's B. And Bruce was saying A. J. Paul Corp saying B. Let's see what we have here. So
it's a very tricky question, to be honest.
It is.
There is a keyword there that will help you find the correct answer.
So what's the keyword, Saul? What do you think is the keyword?
I think the keyword is if you're showing symptoms.
Yeah, right. So if you're already showing symptoms, what do you need to do?
Yes.
So we still have a little bit of time before we actually pick. So what's the price for
it's my most favorite thing. It's 2 large speeches from
Randy's Pizza from Dartmouth. Make sure Dartmouth, the one in Dartmouth, 179 Boland Road, Dartmouth. So you could pick 5 toppings for that large pizza.
I would always go for pineapples, people. Pineapple gang.
All right.
So if you are to win, Sol, what are the 5 toppings that you will put in? You mentioned about pineapple.
Pineapple. I'm a tropical girl, so I would be a tropical Hawaiian.
So there's pineapple. What's
There's
the other
ham,
one?
There's
Ham,
bacon.
bacon.
There's cheese, and more bacon.
I think cheese was already part of it. So maybe
No. That was supposed to be extra cheese.
extra cheese. Oh my goodness. You are
Very
just
healthy.
you're exactly like my kids. They love cheese.
Yes.
Abram's starting to like cheese. A few weeks he doesn't like cheese. I posted a pizza with just half of it without cheese and half with cheese. But now both of them loves cheese, so that's kind of scary. So to all those who wanted to join in our promo play, mga kababayan, very simple lang po. Just fill in the blank by answering the right answer.
For selecting the right answer.
For selecting the right answer. There you go. So what is our question? What's our statement that they have to fill
the
in?
question here is, after showing symptoms, he was told to blank for 14 days.
I know this is going to be very controversial. What are the choices?
A, quarantine. B, self-isolate. Or C, stay in home.
I'll want in why once we have the answer.
Are you trying to put me in the oven with the pizza, Donick, by explaining? Bruce Holland answered letter A. I just want to emphasize that. I'm not saying that J. Paul Corp, who is a nurse, answered B. J. Paul is a nurse, right? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Koji answered B. Jenny Lou answered letter A. Who else? Catherine Rhodes answered letter A. So to all those who are watching in my watch party, please go to the East Coast Filipino Portal page and answer in our original live stream. So if you're answering in my watch party or in Settle East Coast or in other platforms, please go straight to East Coast Filipino Portal page and click in our live stream right now and answer from that link. Because if you're answering from other links, hindi po siya considered. So
we would not be able to see it to put it in the list.
Yeah, it's not going to be qualified if you put it under the watch parties. So you better be smart about it if you want a pizza.
So we're going to let people have.
How many days do we have?
So while we're waiting for people to go to the actual live page, Sol's going to sing a song for us.
Oh no!
Donick, Sol has been participating since the other week, so I don't want to pick on you again. I don't want to pick on Donick again. Pick. So you have 2 things you need to do, Donick. First is the Defeat Depression Challenge that you were tagged 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. And of course, you're gonna join in our Choose Your Song Tuesday. So si kami ni Sol, nag-participate na kami. Oo, yun. Jun Fang Sophia Fu is watching us. So if you wanna participate, Sophia, with our fill in and win, our promo play question is, where's that? After showing symptoms, he was told to blank. So fill in the blank for 14 days. A, quarantine. B, self-isolate. C, stay in home. So I think we emphasize in home. I know it's like technical stay at home, but in home means stay inside. You can be at home like outside the house. So we're emphasizing stay in home. But I'm not saying that's the right answer, guys. But please do your research before you answer, because this is
very tricky.
This is very tricky. So so we're trying to this promo play is trying to open up the minds of all of those who are still confused as to what quarantine is, what self-isolation is, And hey, stay in home is stay in home. No more question about that. But what's the right answer to this statement? So that's what we're looking for. So Joey, are we ready to draw the winners?
We have Jenny Lou just answered. Jenny Lou Alicando answered.
Letter A. Sana si Joey.
Joey, ano na?
Joey, make sure there's yeah. So
wait a second. All of this that are in the pizza pie, that's all of this that's in the wheel right now answered correctly or what? I'm quite confused. We have to draw who answered correctly, right?
So what's the right answer is? It's Joey. Right?
Ano na ba natin? Joey, are we gonna tell the right answer now and draw the winners? I'm getting confused. Joey, hello. Where are you?
Joey, magparamdam ka, Joey.
Joey, kung hindi ka magparamdam in 2 seconds, ayan, nagparamdam na. Papakantayin. So Joey, lahat ng mga nag-answer correctly, ilalagay natin sa wheel.
Yes.
Not unless, so yung correct answer, are we gonna say the right answer now? Or not yet? Are we gonna wait?
Pwede ba bang humabol?
There are 15 people who are watching right now. So we can have at least 10 more or 15 more in this wheel that's going around. However,
I purposely not joining because I won the last time.
You won the last time. So the reason why I'm trying to emphasize kasi we have to put in the wheel for those who have answered it correctly.
Yes.
So I will private message you as to what's the correct answer, correct? And then you're gonna put. So wag mo muna ipakita yung wheel. Wag muna natin ipakita yung wheel. Kasi pag ipakita natin, malalaman.
So
the wheel of pizza. Pizza fortune.
The right answer is A, right?
The right answer is A, B, or C. It depends.
It's not A, right?
Letter E.
We're not going to say that it's letter E, right?
Can you imagine we're giving out 2 large pizzas, guys? So if you have the right and 2 large pizzas with 5 toppings for each. So thanks so much to the branch manager of Randy's Pizza in Dartmouth. So they're located in 179 Boland Road, Dartmouth. If you guys are interested to call right now because you are a little bit stressed with our promo play, call in to order 902-466-3393 or 902-466-3394. So guys, the question, very simple lang po yung question. After showing symptoms, he or she was told to blank for 14 days. A, quarantine, self-isolate for letter B, C, stay in home. So what is the answer?
So people can still change their answers, right?
You can change your answer. Yeah, we're all open.
Sabay ABC lahat ilalagay nila.
That's a very very wise strategy. So just put ABC and then
we will choose naman the last answer. Doon pag nag-cut off na tayo. Kung ano yung last answer, doon na.
Correct.
Hindi pwedeng pawais-wais dito.
Lahat ng mga nurses na naka-off ngayon or naka-break, if you are tuning in, please answer our question, our promo play, fill in the blank question.
While we're waiting for people to answer, we'd like to super thank you to say our thank you to our frontliners who are taking care of us. So in order for us to take care of them, we need to stay in home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ayan. So sabi ni Sol a while ago, the key word in that promo play question is because that person is showing symptoms, correct?
So yun. The magic phrase, showing symptoms.
Ayan. So yun. I think we have, mag-draw na ba tayo? Pwede ba mag-join?
Ano ba yun?
Okay. AJ, create your own account and join in.
Join na po. Thank you so much to those. So while you guys are ano,
Bakit nag-change sila ng answer? Bakit naniniwala sila kay
Ala.
Donic?
Na-confuse na tuloy sila.
Na-confuse
Yung
sila
totoo.
yung
Baka
totoo,
gusto niya-
Sol.
Hindi ko din alam. Kita rin na siya, kahit ako confused ako eh. So kaya hindi na lang ako sasali, give chance to others.
Okay. Yung kasama ko sa work, he was on vacation for 3 months in Florida.
Oh, wow, sarap.
So ngayon, he came back and but he's not showing any symptoms.
Mhm.
So, but he is on blank.
Blank,
So,
yes.
Mm,
Galing.
pero our question is very simple. Pag may symptoms. Sabi ni Koji, antayin ko yung next week na pa-prize ni Boss Al.
One
month na Disney Plus.
Oh, wow.
Share account ba yan? Baka nakikinig ang Disney Plus, ha?
This is not a sponsored ad.
So far, sabihin na ba natin sino ang mga naka-answer ng correct? I'd like to say hi to Miles Garcia Yago Ibon who's watching. Maraming salamat po sa iyo for helping our newcomers get settled in Halifax in HRM in terms of looking for places to stay. Garcia Yago Ibon, thank you so much for answering the question. Sino pa ba? To John Paul, who's very confused, please make up your mind.
Ay, nagpalit siya ng hago.
To Koji, thank you so much for answering our question. We really appreciate. Actually, Koji, this evening while I was preparing for to go live, my son mentioned that I think my son sent a video to Olivia. Kasi nami-miss niya na daw si Olivia. So the kids really feel it, eh? It's not just us as adults, but even the kids really feel the anxiety of what's going on.
The stress is different to them because their day-to-day activities is different. They don't go to daycare or they don't play outside as much as before. They don't get to hug their friends. That's one of the things that takes the toll on the kids, really, is spending time with their friends because that's all they know. They want to have fun and stuff like that. For us, it's a different kind of stress because we have adult responsibilities and responsibilities to others. But you can just see the innocence in the eyes of these children and how simple life should be, actually.
You know what Abrams mentioned in the video or in the statement while I was preparing to go live? Sabi ni Abrams, Olivia, once the coronavirus is out of the planet, I want to see you and I want to visit you. Something like that. It's really touching though how kids are really aware of what's going on. So Koji, maraming salamat for your answer. To Jenny Lou Alicando who answered as well, please make up your mind. and answer correctly. Correctly.
Si Jenny.
Si Jenny Alicando, ayan. Sabi niya, pero bakit siya nag-answer ng letter A? I'm quite confused, Jenny.
Ano na siya?
So, nagbago na si Jenny. So Jenny, please answer. Kasi kung hindi tama po yung answer natin, hindi po natin ilalagay sa Wheel of Fortune. Hindi ka qualified. So. Okay, so we'll have a quick discussion. So Joey, since you are joining in and you've been really talking about social distancing, self-isolation, quarantine a lot of times on your vlogs. So on your vlogs,
Joey, di ba?
Tell me your thoughts. What's that, Donic?
Nurse din si Joey, so make sure.
I don't want to emphasize on that kasi so Joey, what's your thought about, okay, tanggalin na natin yung isang confusing na answer. Stay in home, tanggalin na natin siya. So it's either A or B. Tama ba, Joey? A or B lang?
Hindi ko alam.
Hindi mo. Patay tayo. Sa lahat ng mga nanonood na nasa Pinoy Canada Immigration when in Halifax Forum, i-share natin kaya dun sa hindi natin na-share dun sa sa Pinoy Canada Immigration when in Halifax Forum.
Kinabahan naman ako, Kuya, sa tanong mo, Kuya Al.
Na-share mo ba, Joey?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Not sure. So, what's your thought? What's your thought about the promo play question?
Grabe naman. Di
So
mo-
yung last na stay in home, tanggal na natin kasi all of us, whether you can stay in home, lahat tayo we are told to stay in home, to stay safe or whatnot. But the technical terms ang nandito na nakalagay is yung quarantine and self-isolation. So as we all know, Joey, isolation and quarantine are actually public health practices, di ba? Para ma-protect yung public by preventing exposure to people who have or may have contagious diseases. Tama? So, what's your sobrang tahimik ni Mr. Pinoy Canada Immigration. So, ano yung difference ng isolation and quarantine? Yun yung pinaka-ano ngayon pinaka-confusing na
We
terms.
should answer that quiz, I think, when we let them know the answer and the winner. Kasi pag dinifferentiate na natin ngayon, alam na nila yung sagot.
Hindi, pero confused daw si Joey.
Sa tanong ni Kuya Al eh. Kalimutan ko na kasi yung mga nursing ngayon eh.
Sabi ni Jenny Alicando, I'm talking about your coworker na I self-isolate. Hello, sino yun? Sabi ni Jenny, I'm talking about your coworker.
Sino siya?
Oo, sino siya? So sabi ni Jenny,
That person's
firm.
fine.
Si Jenny Alicando, napaka-firm niya. Sabi niya, quarantine daw talagang answer niya. Pero sinabi niya self-isolate din. So,
She was referring dun sa co-worker niya na nag-self-isolate
okay.
Tricky question kasi, pero kung sa understanding ko sabay ganun, no? Pag sinabi mo kasing self-isolate, like for example, for us, we don't have symptoms, but we have a travel history nung sa Quebec, travel, di ba? So we decided to self-isolate. Nag-isolate kami ng family namin. Yun ang decision namin to flatten the curve nga. Pero pag quarantine, yun ang pag sinabi ng quarantine talaga is if you have symptoms, yun. Yun ang pagkaintindi ko pero yun, in my own understanding po yun, no? Based from other cases.
Patay tayo ngayon.
Hindi sa coronavirus yung mga previous diseases, kapag ikaw meron kang diseases na mga, let's say, SARS noon, kina-quarantine. Kaya yun ang word na ginagamit, quarantine. So yun.
Yeah, so actually si Canada,
ginagamit yung term na self-isolate noon. So if you have a symptoms noon, let's say for example, we're not referring to corona, we're referring to other diseases ng mga SARS, measles, kailangan mong i-quarantine ka kasi baka makahawa ka. So yun. Yung self-isolate, medyo hindi natin ginagamit nun. Pero right now, yun ang palaging ginagamit natin, self-isolate and self-distance. So medyo tricky question, Kuya Al.
Diba?
Si Donic naman, kasi nag-send si Donic ng link.
So nag-ano ako ng research ko, diba? Nag-research daw eh. So sabi sa US Department of Health and Human Services, the definition niya ng isolation is separate sick people with a contagious disease from people who are not sick. And then yung quarantine na definition niya doon is separates and restricts the movement of people who were exposed to a contagious disease to see if they become sick. These people may have been exposed to a disease and do not know it, or they may have the disease but do not show symptoms. So, yun yung difference din sa dulo do not show symptoms.
Yun.
Yun
Sa
yung
naman?
Department of Health and Social.
Sa Canada.ca naman po, yung always
Ayun na, Joey. Ang dami nilang mga reference. Hoy, hindi ako yan, Joey, ha? Hindi ako nag-send kay Sol ng reference.
Kasi po, lagi po mention po ni Prime Minister Trudeau at saka ni Dr. Strang, pati po ni Premier McNeil, yung difference ni quarantine and isolation.
Self-isolation.
Actually po, so yun nga yung sabi ko kanina na yung keyword is yung if you're showing symptoms or no symptoms. So, that's why ang sinasabi po nila, kaya kinose po nila hindi naman close yung border, but they're strict in the borders of Nova Scotia. So, if you travel from outside Nova Scotia and you show no symptoms, you are required to self-isolate. So, and then if you show symptoms naman, yun
Mukhang
naman,
nabaliktad.
ay, hindi actually, may mali tayo sa ano.
May mali ba sa question? Ang
Hindi,
dami
may
na
mali tayo sa
nanonood,
choice
umangat yung viewers, patay tayo nitong question na
Dahil
to.
dun sa question, ano?
Teka lang, tingnan nyo to. Share ko sa akin nyo.
Hindi,
Teka lang.
ang ano kasi, talaga, dito talaga tayo ano to, Skype lang.
hindi yung maganda nga. Kanina we talk about depression and it's quite taboo to talk about it. But you know, this is the topic right now. Self-isolation and quarantine. Others who've been traveling outside of Nova Scotia come here and private message me, Kuya, ano bang gagawin ko? Self-isolate or quarantine? Sabi ko, gusto mo mang manalo muna ng pizza, doon ka muna mag-join. So it's really nice to talk about this because it's really timely and people are confused with the many information that we've been bombarded every single day. So for me, I would go with what Donick has mentioned, because if we are just basing on the symptoms, so you really have to self-isolate. So that means pag uwi mo ng bahay, wala kang contact sa family mo. So pwedeng ikaw lang nasa isang kwarto, you stay in one kwarto because you're showing symptoms of the COVID-19. Wala talagang contact, so dapat medyo malayo ka sa kanila. O yung quarantine naman is a general term for self-isolating. But to self-isolate is specifically if you have the symptoms. So yun lang yung difference. Oo.
Yung trick questions ay yung trick kasi doon, bro. May self-isolate eh. Dapat talaga siguro nilagay na isolation. Joke lang.
Pareho ginawang verb lang siguro. Oo. So maganda yung share ni Donick na which is yun din yung nakita kong research na yun nga, isolation separates sick people with a contagious disease from people who are not sick. And then quarantine naman is these people may have been exposed to a disease and do not know it, or they may have the disease but not show symptoms. So yung symptoms siguro yung basehan doon.
Na ba tayo dyan?
So I think dahil sa mabait po ang East Coast Filipino Portal, ayan si Miles nag-change tuloy ng answer. Biglang nagkamali to.
Sige, lahat na lang lagay natin.
Lahat ng mga nag-join.
Yay! Lahat panalo. Pero yun, sige lang.
So ano yung tamang answer? Tamang answer.
Ang tamang answer is self-isolation.
Si Joey, okay na ba? Okay na ba sa answer ni Donick, Joey?
Okay ako. Kung ano kayo ko.
Tanungin natin si Joanna, baka Canada term is quarantine, sabi ni Jenny Lou, sabi niya.
May sinend
kasi
ako
US yung ano mo eh. US ata yung share ni Donick eh.
So ano yung sinend ni ano?
May sinend ako sa inyo. So if titignan nyo ko is yung quarantine, self-isolated siya, tapos quarantine or self-isolate, tapos isolate yung isa. This is basing on Canada.ca public health.
Kasi sa Philippines din, merong tinatawag na community quarantine. So even though
may PUI, may PI.
So yung community quarantine naman, not everyone is showing symptoms. May have been exposed but not showing symptoms. So yun yung
At dahil dyan, lahat na lang.
At dahil dyan, lahat kayo. Ang galing. Sabi ni Jenny Lou Alicando, Canada term is quarantine. So yung minention mo kanina sa Canada.ca, ilabas na. Ano yung nakalagay sa Canada.ca? Kasi nasa Canada tayo.
Yes.
So i-comment ko siya sa page natin.
Wait lang
sa live natin.
Tinatype ko lang yung mga nag-join.
Yeah, so dun sa definition nung kay Sol, sabi doon, quarantine quarantine for 14 days if you have no symptoms.
So clear.
Doon sa yung isolate,
Self-isolate.
you must isolate for at least
Wait,
14
isolate
days.
lang. Isolate.
Isolate if you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if mild.
Sabi, Bruce Holland mentioned, guys, just one second. Just one second. Bruce Holland mentioned the pizza shop will be closed by the time you decide what the answer is. You know what, Bruce? We're actually giving Randy's Pizza this opportunity to be promoted, and they can call Randy's Pizza anytime they want. Just dial in 902-466-3393 or 902-466-3394. So if you guys are really craving for pizza, call Randy's Pizza in Dartmouth. They're located at 179 Bolland Road. So, Bruce, that was really a very interesting. That was a very interesting comment, Bruce. But I think Bruce is kind of feeling that he made the wrong choice, or I don't know.
Everyone's going to win.
But everyone has the chance to join in the raffle. Pero the correct answer is, what's the correct answer?
A and B.
Self-isolate.
A and B kasi under Canada.ca it's quarantine or self-isolate. Then the other one is completely isolate lang.
Yeah, so
a nurse just joined in our live stream before we're gonna end. Joanna joined in, Rex Castillo joined in. Jenny is also from the medical field, so we really appreciate all of your answers. Bruce Holland said AAA, so it became a beef now. So thanks so much. I really appreciate that Bruce is really following us tonight. So to all the nurses, help us out who are in Canada as to what's the right answer. Pero
what's the right answer?
I think I'll go with Donick, because if you are showing symptoms, then you have to self-isolate. You can be in quarantine kasi it's a general term for self-isolation. But if you're showing symptoms, then you really have to self-isolate. And you know what? There's a lot of challenges with self-isolation though. Not very many, I'm not sure about this, but not very many places are available for self-isolation.
I myself, because I work in hospitality, a lot of government agencies actually are tapping into hotels. But then what happened is most of the hotels closed before they reached they got in touch with the hotel. So unfortunately, they already had laid off their people and they closed down their business for the meantime. But yeah, it's if you're traveling from outside and then getting back to Halifax or Nova Scotia as a whole, it's difficult to actually find a spot to actually self-isolate, even though if you, so you can't just go to your home and you have all the people there and put them in a bad, situation. So you really have to find a place kung saan ka magka-quarantine, magsa-self-isolate, kung ano man yung sagot.
So, just one second, Joey. Tabitha Jonet from New Brunswick, he actually answered the question, but he's in my watch party. So Tabitha Jonet, if you're watching, she said, I love pineapple for sure. She answered B. She answered B, self-isolate. So, but the thing is, I cannot get the pizza. So if you join in, Tabitha, and then if you win, then I can claim the prize, or because we're friends. And then when you come here, then I'll buy you a pizza. Will that be a good deal? So, but you have to answer in the original link of this live stream, which is on East Coast Filipino Portal. So go to East Coast Filipino Portal and answer in the comment section of our live stream for you to be qualified. So it should be in the original live stream link, not in the watch party. Ayan. So
with regards to the link na shinare ni Sol, I think talaga medyo tricky yung question because of the words, yung quarantine and self-isolate as defined dun sa Canada.ca is the same. Tingnan mo yung brochure. Tapos yung may 14 days, ang term na ginamit is isolate.
So quarantine and self-isolate.
Kaya nagkagulo din tayo, no? So I think the main thought really is if you're
referred to with no symptoms. And then pag may symptoms ka, it should be isolate. You should isolate yourself.
So yun, I think the answer is self-isolate.
No, isolate.
Yeah, self-isolate. Quarantine and self-isolate is the same meaning.
Okay, everyone's winning.
Everyone wins!
All right.
Si Dr. Strang. I actually saw Dr. Strang walking along Barrington Street earlier after
say
the
hi?
press con. I wanted to say hi and say thank you, but then I was driving, so it's not safe.
Okay.
I think watch out, coming out soon yung ating Dr. Strang na si Joey na pressure Dr. Strang na ano natin, portrait of being our medical hero. Sabi ni Jenny Lou Alicando, sabi niya none of the above daw. So yun.
Pero at least now it's very clear to everyone, and I think that's the most important aside from the game, aside sa proper play, is mas naintindihan natin yung quarantine and self-isolate than isolate. And I think that's the most important on this live streaming, di ba?
Yeah.
Nagkaroon pa ng emphasize yung ating isolate, quarantine.
Nanalo ka pa.
Yeah. So yung pinaka-thought talaga, just to make it clear, if you have the symptoms, do not be in contact with anyone, because completely no contact with anyone. So
don't be a Coco Pimentel.
So that we are helping to flatten the curve. Kasi people think, no, you're stronger, you can deal with this. It's okay if I get in contact with you. No, if you're showing all of those symptoms, lahat ng mga symptoms na yun, please, watch East Coast Filipino Portal in the basement or in your own room. Self-isolate, be in your own space.
That's
so
the
that
way
we're gonna
that
be
we help people out, because we might think that we're stronger, but other people might not be, or maybe these people have pre-existing illnesses. Let's say they're asthmatic or they're diabetic or they're very sickly. So let's not put people in jeopardy, even though we think that we're stronger, because our immune system is not the same as everybody. Makinig po tayo sa mga sinasabi ng gobyerno, dahil this is not something that we are taking lightly. So let's just listen. Wag po tayong magkumpul-kumpul at the social distancing plays a very vital part. Wash your hands. Clean the counter spaces of the common areas in your home, your door handles. I know for a fact na nakakapagod, but then this is the way that we can help ourselves. Alam ko mahirap nang dry na yung mga kamay natin sa lahat ng sanitizer at sabon. Pero kesa magkasakit tayo, gawin na lang natin.
All right.
And I thank you. So,
Alright,
i-draw na natin. Sino yung mga nag-qualify, Joey?
So we have Jeneline Lou Alicando, Catherine Rhodes, Garcia, Yago Ibon, JP Paul Corp, Koji, Aiden Trinity Ibon, and Bruce Holland.
Let's get it.
Yes.
I think we're gonna give Tabitha Jonet about 30, siguro 60 seconds. If she'll gonna answer in the original link of this live stream,
Yes.
which is on East Coast Filipino Portal page, within 60 seconds, then she can be qualified. So once again, guys, thank you so much for participating in our Friday live stream. And of course, we're really happy. Joey and myself, last Tuesday, we had Choose Your Song Tuesday, and we're gonna have another lineup for this coming Tuesday as to who's participating. So I think Donick will be joining because Sabi niya mag-prepare na daw siya. So,
Actually, almost 2 weeks na si Donic nagpa-practice ng kanyang boses.
Para,
Yun yung
para mag,
ano,
para mag East Coast Filipino Portal.
Yan yung breaking ng career niya, yung pagkakanta niya sa Tuesday, yun na yun.
Pero
ayan, so sino pa bang pasalamatan natin?
Yes.
Sino pa bang pa-thank you natin? Lahat ng mga followers namin, please, yung mga 4,000 followers, please subscribe our YouTube channel also. We are on YouTube. That's East Coast Filipino Portal. And click the bell button to be notified of all the notifications.
Yeah.
Ano pa ba?
Thank you kay Butch Remo ng Randy's Pizza Dartmouth for sponsoring the
Thank you very much.
large pizza with 5 toppings for promo play for April. Thanks, Butch, from Randy's Pizza Dartmouth.
Yes.
Ayan. So I think we are closing our promo play. Aiden Timothy Ibon, humahabol. Si Aiden Timothy Ibon answered letter A. Yun.
I think Timothy Ibon is already on our list.
Ay, nasa list na siya.
Yeah,
Okay,
nasa
that's
list na
good.
siya. I think everybody should
All right.
click
Parang-
to
Yan,
spin.
Aiden
Click
Timothy.
to spin.
Wala bang papid sa yung mga host, Donic? Just to make it clear.
Ayan na! Who's the lucky winner? Doot, 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 doot.
Wow!
Wow!
Sol, sinong winner?
Winner is Garcia Yago Ibon.
So, Donic, ano yung price ni Garcia Yago Ibon? Si Miles.
So meron kang 1 large pizza with 5 toppings from Randy's Pizza Dartmouth. You can give them a call at 902-466-3393 or 902-466-3394. Located
So are
at
we-
179 Boland Road, Dartmouth.
Are we gonna send? We're gonna post the winners on our page, right? So they can show that to Randy's Pizza for them to be able to claim. Wow, can you imagine? 5 toppings, ang tindi, no? Maraming. This is our commitment to our very avid and loyal followers of East Coast Filipino Portal. Bruce Holland mentioned very kind of Randy's Pizza to donate the pizza. Thank you so much, Randy's Pizza. And a lot of a lot of small businesses are really out there to help. We're so lucky to be in Canada because Canada government has been helping every one of us, including the small businesses. Basha Halifax in Halifax is giving out food. During this time of the crisis, we know that they're also struggling, but to be able to help at your inconvenience is something heroic for me, I would think. And also Imelda's catering services. And of course, meron ding mga tumutulong na they're not out in the open. We really appreciate everything that you do to help our frontliners. Really, I don't think, the frontliners really need extra food or free lunch, but, to be able to show appreciation to what they're doing is really noble, and it's really a great show of gratitude. Yeah. And there's actually a lot of ways we can show gratitude to our frontliners, diba? So, and that's just one of the ways. Ayan, so pinapatagal ko lang. Ito na yung pangalawang winner ng ating promo play. Ayan. Ready na ba kayo?
Ready na.
Ayan na.
All right.
Congratulations!
Ayan, Catherine Rhodes, you have just won 1 large pizza with 5 toppings. So when you come here in Dartmouth, in Halifax, let us know so that we can order more and have we can't have a big party. We have to wait until all of this COVID-19 has been lifted already. All of this, self-isolation or quarantine has been lifted already, or even the state of emergency. So to Miles Garcia Yago Ibon na nanonood, congratulations. Sabi niya, thank you po. And to Catherine Rhodes, congratulations as well. Ken Porter of Defeat Depression Canada, and from the Mood Disorder Society of Canada. Thank you so much for the information that you've given us and for inspiring us to be out in the open and talk about depression, talk about suicide, reach out, help, seek for professional help. We really appreciate and the passion that you've shown in terms of this topic. And to Sol, thank you so much. Maraming salamat. You know, one thing I really like what Ken mentioned is that when you're sick, when you have a fever, you go and see a doctor, get help. But when you feel down, when you're depressed, when you're showing symptoms of having in suicide thoughts or whatever, you have to seek for help. So ganun lang, and we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's quite sad because some of yung circle natin sometimes hindi siya pinag-uusapan, pero let's really talk about it and be involved realistically with each other as true friends, right?
Yeah. And personally, I would like to thank you also, Kuya Al, because you're one of my people in my safe circle. But seriously, there's a lot of people that I want to thank personally, but I would like to put it out there again that at this time, there's a lot of uncertainty. At this time, there's a lot of time to overthink and be anxious about every single thing because you're not doing anything during your day. That's why we put in the Defeat Depression Challenge for people. Or I'm simply just putting this out there again. My Facebook is actually public in terms of if you want to message me. So please feel free to do so. My lines are open: Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can just send me a message if you need somebody to talk to. Complete stranger, willing and very willing to hear you out. Even you don't need a person that in your family or your close friends. If you're not ready for that yet, I'm here to listen to you. There's always somebody there to help you. Don't ever. I know it's hard for people to think that there's still light during that very dark time, but hold on to a little speck of hope because not everything is down. Everything should go back up eventually.
Ayan. So maraming salamat. There's an end to all of this. There's actually hope. So once again, this has been your friend Al landing in. Nagantayan eh.
Joey Moreno.
I'm Paul Matala.
And Donnie Cabad.
Here on East Coast Filipino Portal. Thank you so much, Bruce. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe.
Thanks, Tita Fe. Stay safe, everyone.